Aloha once again, friends, intergalactic family. This is Brendan, aka Wolf, aka Skull Babylon, welcoming you back to another live recorded team tarot reading that we do here. Consistently on a weekly basis, and even today I'm like recording this a little later in the morning, but I wanted to be able to make sure that we're doing this, and part of the reason is like out of my own curiosity to be able to see like what cards will be brought forth, what cards specifically will be brought forth. So I'll just give you a couple minutes here as people join the chat and just welcoming you and inviting you guys to share this video. Of course, if you're watching this in the future, please share it as well. Leave some comments afterwards about what this card means to you, how it resonates with you, get some conversation going. Again, this isn't just a reading, this is a discussion that we are creating as community. So I'm just charging the deck here, and I'll just give you guys a quick run through as I normally do for those of you who may be entirely new to this process. When we do these team tarot readings, they are an opportunity for the universe to be able to communicate to us through the language of symbols. So this is kind of like checking the forecast of where we are at cosmically right now, and to be able to anchor into our intention to being open to receive any particular guidance that the universe has for us as a collective community in this moment. So rather than this just being a reading for like one person, our intention is like, what do we as a community see, like what are we seeking, what are we looking for in this moment? And so again, just having the basic intention of show me what we need to see, show us what we need to see, is the intention that we hold. And then out of that, it's a surprise, it's like some like dopamine release. It gets really exciting. So I'm just charging the deck now, and again, as we do this, we're gonna pull the card, we're gonna read from it, and then we're gonna talk about it. We're gonna relate it back to the Paradigm Shift Central project. And for those of you who may be new, be sure to check out the other things that we got going on through ParadigmShiftCentral.com, such as regular interactive broadcasts. We have our Thursday broadcast and our Sunday broadcast at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thursdays are our team roundtable, and on Sundays our global meditation. This Thursday, the topic is spirituality of ancient culture. So giving you a heads up on that and inviting you to be able to be a part of the discussion. So let's get ready to pull this card, and we'll get right into it so that we are moving forward. And again, in this moment, I just invite you guys to be able to hold space, to be able to sit with the intention in your heart of show me what we need to see, show us what we need to see. And then from there, we will see what the universe has for us. So just invite you to close your eyes. And together as community through the shared ceremony, really doing some like super awesome cosmic divine stuff here. Just take a couple breaths here. I'll just begin floating my fingers. And again, just inviting the universe as just a bigger fractal of who we are. You know, we're not like talking to a stranger, we're just communicating with ourselves. And just in this moment, adding some sound effects for good measure. Oh, great universe, show us what we need to see. Bloop. Awesome. Today's card is, let's see. Today's card is Ace of Flames. Now correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm guaranteed I know we have done the Ace of Flames before. And so if that's the case, then I'm gonna do this anyway. It's just like, do I have a rule for when we do the exact same card? And that's all right. We'll do it anyways. And I don't think we will do cool. All right. Let's just assume that we've never done this before, and let's just read it in the moment. Perfect. This is the card that was pulled. No turning back now. So, again, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Please leave some comments, drop some 1111s, let us know that you're here, and listen to my voice. Close your eyes if you want to. This card is for you. This card is for us. So just being open to receive any guidance from it, and out of that, just being able to amplify that into shared inspiration to continue to move forward, to kick butt, to be cosmic badasses as we continue to help change the world as a global team of shifters. So image-wise, looking at this, visually, what do we got right here? We got a landscape with a beam of light ascending into the heavens with a beautiful mandala illuminated within the sky. And so right in the center, there's like a specific star that's kind of shining. Very interesting. Or maybe that's a person getting abducted by a UFO. I don't know. Let's read what the card has to say. Ace of Flames. The image. From the center of a majestically glowing mandala, A stream of light comes to Earth and radiates out over the entire countryside. Meaning, the foundation for the creation of new life is brought forth from the elemental force of fire. The upward directive power of fire represents the principle of growth, which, in spite of all resistance, manifests as the will to live. I'll just reread that part. The upward directive power of fire represents the principle of growth, which, in spite of all resistance, manifests as the will to live. As a renewing and enlivening energy, the glowing power of this element finds its expression as the flaming brilliance of graceful beauty, which gives creatures their radiance. Based on energetic action, the fire element ignites the impulse to create, change, and renew. Again, I'll reread that part. Based on energetic action, the fire element ignites the impulse to create, change, and renew. Whereas in the previous element of air, the consuming and purifying characteristics are carried out. In its original form, fire brings the ability for spontaneous goal-oriented action, in the determination to give expression to one's own identity. That being's innermost life spark awakens to flames of creative power. Living their inner strength with the full intensity means recognizing their own identity as well as that of others and acting accordingly. Again, I'll reread that. Living their inner strength with full intensity means recognizing their own identity as well as that of others and acting accordingly. In the consciousness of love, the inner divine spark becomes a mighty flame. Reread that. In the consciousness of love, the inner divine spark becomes a mighty flame. Willpower, sincerity, and inner conviction now become an unstoppable power. Astrological significance: Sun, Mars, conjunction aspects. Key words: transformation, spontaneity, determination, motivation, collected energy, free will, potency, reformation, renewal, impulsiveness, intensity, divine spark, identity, pioneering spirit. Traditional meaning: fire, passion, drive, conception, energy, goal-oriented action, upwards directed strength, cleansing, vitality, sincerity, and willpower. So I think this is like a super badass card for us to be able to receive in this moment, and especially in sync with the full moon, which we have happening right now, and obviously the transition of the equinox moving from the summer into the winter seasons, depending on which hemisphere you're in. And even for those who haven't yet, I recommend you go and check out the meditation, the guided meditation that we did the night before, because it was all about like the ceremony of connecting with the elements, and it really had some like sort of like almost like traditional like Wiccan sort of pagan like themes to it, which again like isn't just like Wiccan and pagan. It's like an ancient primordial aspect of being able to connect with our nature of being the elements. And so specifically in this card, I think this is a very, very powerful card, because this card really reflects the power of our vision and our intention to be able to manifest, to be like able to step into our power as manifestors, for us to be able to acknowledge the strength that our ideas carry, for us to be able to be ambassadors for those higher conscious ideas that are calling through to us in this moment. And not only to be able to like know that we are capable of them, but to be able to reflect on why we are doing them. What is our deeper intention? And then using that to really ignite the flame inside of us. So I feel that, you know, a lot of people who are listening to this broadcast, you found it for a purpose. And a big part of that is because you too are here to help change the world. You too have some inner conviction that is just like, okay, this world, like, you know, it's not perfect, but like I want to be able to help change it. I want to be able to bring something into it. And so this card is really reminding us of what it means when we actually take those steps forward to be able to share our unique expressions of source into this world, and to do it with conviction, and to do it with willpower, and to do it with a degree of like potency and intensity that will be seen. You know, it's like the idea that in this sense, like literally you look at the image of this, it's a pillar of light. And so like that is us. You know, as I talk about this all the time, the big theme within the Paradigm Shift Central Project is embodying the archetype of a light guardian, of a Jedi, of a shifter. They're all same words for the different words for the same thing. And when we do that, we literally are a pillar of light. And so what's amazing is that when you are taking action in this world, you will make a difference simply by being your authentic self and shining your light. The best type of leadership, sometimes there's many different styles, the one that is most fascinating is the one where you lead by example and you don't even tell people what to do, but your presence gives them permission to activate that pillar within themselves. When other people are just kind of like, you know, imagine if like everyone's just kind of standing there at like a, you know, like a school prom dance or something like that. You know, let's say it's back in high school, right? And everyone's super awkward or something like that, right? And everyone's kind of like standing at the side or something like that. And then you get that one weird kid who's you, who will like go out onto the floor and start dancing. And we'll just be like, you know, like, I don't care if people are watching. I don't care if people are going to judge me. Like, that's them. That's not me. So it's like really owning your unique expression. And then when you start doing that and you're like on the dance floor and you're just like, boom, you're just throwing it down. You're just like in that moment. You're the fire, right? You're literally like, when you think about fire, it's like, it's dancing, right? It's constantly dancing. It's constantly moving. So it's that energy that's like, just the spontaneous expression of source in that moment. So imagine yourself like on the dance floor doing that, and yet imagine how the other people perceive that. Imagine how the other people look at you, and at first they'll be like, that's weird / different. That's abnormal, yet it has my attention. And then eventually, as they sit with that, as they observe it, eventually they'll be like, why aren't I doing that? Can I do that? Do I want to do that? Heck yes, let's do that. And so simply, you know, through this card, it's really reminding us that like when we shine our authentic light, we give others the permission to do the same. And so at this point, like within our journey, like we all go through phases. And it's important for us to be able to remember that we are the breath. We don't always want to be that like super bright light, super dancing flame all the time. That's not what's being asked of us. And that's kind of like where the cards, the logic of the cards comes into place, is that like the Ace of Flames is something that is very powerful, yet it's something that like is best sustained when it comes in waves, when it comes in chapters, you know? So like if you're in a point in your life where you feel like you've kind of been taking a lot of time for yourself, where you've kind of been in hermit mode, where you've kind of been introspective for a lot, and yet you're slowly building yourself, you're getting ready to ignite, you're getting ready to shine your light, you're getting ready to take your moves out onto the dance floor, right? And then as you do that, again, like not only does it help you step into more of who you are through your unique expression, you see yourself in this moment, you're like, wow, this feels awesome, this feels like authentic for me. But again, you know, like other people acknowledge that and it creates a ripple effect. It really, really does. And this is like, this card has like a powerful vibrational frequency to it. It is something that will be noticed, you know? Like imagine if there literally was a pillar in the sky, right? Like what would everyone do? Everyone would probably look to it and be like, my goodness, what is that, right? So like when we think of ourselves as the Ace of Flames, think about the things that I do, think about the things that a lot of us already do in terms of like going out and doing free hugs, right? Like that's what I do when I go out and do free hugs. You know, there'll be I'll be downtown on a Friday night, there'll be like a bunch of drunk students walking up and down the street, and then there will be me in the midst of the chaos, shining bright, holding my free hug signs, standing in my integrity, knowing that I am like being very clear on why I am there, and then just like people are judging me as they're walking by, but that's exactly why I'm there. I'm there for them to see me. I'm there for them to be able to judge me so that they can reflect on where that judgment is coming from so that they can make the choice themselves. And then, you know, people walk by and they'll just be like, whoa, like that's like it turns my head, right? It gets my attention. And it makes me want to be able to take part. And it is an invitation to take part. So when we go out and we do free hugs, we are the Ace of Flames. You know, that's one way of being able to think about it. And again, you think about like how when we shine our light up like a pillar, we're doing it not only to be able to get people's attention, but to be able to invite people to be a part of that experience, and also to literally create a portal, you know? So it's like almost like that little dot, like right in the middle there, like maybe that's like a portal that's opening up. And this is something that's like really important, is like, you know, we as humans, like, opening up portals is kind of like what we do. And like, you know, what does that even mean? I think of it in terms of like portals of opportunity, portals of synchronicity. You create a space, you create a scenario, and you create a portal for people to be able to take part in it, which in then creates new timelines, which creates new scenarios, which opens people up to new experiences, which opens up to new connections, which builds community, which accelerates the shift in consciousness. So we remind ourselves that, you know, through our unique expression of who we are literally accelerating consciousness. And I think that's a very important objective to keep in the back of our mind, while generally just being able to do it for our own whatever reason we are called to. And be it, you know, just like practice, be it experimentation, you know, you don't have to have full confidence in what you are doing in order to be able to do it. This is like some wise stuff I'll share with you right here. You cannot steer a parked car. So for anybody who's out there who's like kind of like questioning, you know, like I want to do something, but what should I do? What should I do? What should I do? And you're constantly in this place of what should I do? The answer, do anything. Just make movements and get moving. And as you get moving, then you can start adjusting. Then you can start steering the car. But you can't steer a parked car. So like this card, again, is to like ignite the fire, right? Ignite the flame. Get the flame moving. Physically bring it into your body. Like practice dancing, practice stretching, practice like literally embodying this on a physical sense as you tap into that flame inside of you, and then bring it through with you into your actions, like into your art, into whatever it is that you feel called to do. So again, going back to the keywords on this, and we'll wrap this up in the next minute. And again, you guys leave me, how does this resonate for you right now? Like, is this inspiring for you? You know, and again, like literally the word inspire, think about that for a second. Inspire, spire, what is this? That's aspire, right? So what do we do when we inspire one another? We become a spire of light, a pillar of light. Again, a Jedi, that's what the term Jedi means. It means pillar of light. And we help people do that as well. We help them to ignite the spire within them. You know, this is what we do. This is like what we're here to do as consciousness. We are here to help activate the light inside of each other simply by shining the light that we already are. So keywords, transformation, very powerful. What does that mean? You know, this is about transforming. Fire is a very transformative element. You know, it is something that will destroy things, but out of it, new creation is born, right? Like heat changes things, right? And heat can sometimes be used to like remove the mud that's on top of us. So, you know, I talk about this a lot before, where like we all have the same light inside of us. The only difference is like the mud that's on top of it right now. So when we like activate our fire, that fire might be able to burn off some of the mud. It might like melt it away type thing, you know? Spontaneity, that's like a really cool thing, right? So like that can be a lot with kind of tapping into your intuition. So again, if I'm like downtown doing free hugs, a part of me might just be like, oh, like I should go this way. And then I just kind of do it. I'm listening to my intuition, and then like boom, I'll see like a synchronicity on a license plate, 96 pops up. That's my resonating number. And then I'll meet the right person at the right time, you know? Whereas if I hadn't done that, if I hadn't been willing to be spontaneous, I might have missed it. So like, what does it mean for you to be spontaneous? Can you be more spontaneous? Can you practice being spontaneous? And that's like a very exciting thing, you know, to be able to be spontaneous with the idea of being excited of the mystery, being excited about the unknown. Because sometimes, you know, like how often are we spontaneous, right? Like sometimes we're just like, no, I want to be super certain about something. And then, you know, we kind of get into this stagnation. But if we're just like, I don't know what's going to happen, but I'm going to do it anyways. And then you do it, the universe loves that. It loves it. It's just like, oh yes, they're so brave. They're so courageous. Let's give them a gift. Let's send them a treat to remind them that this is like, you know, something that we want to encourage more of. And again, you know, determination. So this is like a lot to do with like really like owning your power, owning your worth, like really just like reminding yourself that, yeah, you are that ace of flames, that you are freaking powerful. And so like your determination is like, the truth of that is found in knowing your worth. And so like that's like something that, you know, like I can tell you that. I can tell you like you are worthy and everything like that. But that comes from a lot of self-work. There's a lot of processes to that. You know, there's going to be healing involved and things like that. But again, as we do that, we become stronger. And sometimes our determination comes, again, just by moving forward. So it's like, this is all just practice, right? This is all just practice. So when you get out there and you're creating art, like your determination is something that will evolve as you become more familiar with how you choose to express yourself in those ways. Because you might not fully know until you do it. But again, that's where you want to be spontaneous and just try things out. So if you're like feeling the call for adventure, for excitement, then listen to that. Nurture that part of your heart. Listen to that part of yourself that has that lust for life. Because we all have that. We all want to go on adventures. We all want to live that fantasy. We all want to be a part of that, like, you know, just like fantastical adventure. And we can have that. We can experience that. Sometimes we just kind of need to know that the path is already there without even being able to see it. So again, motivation, collected energy, motivation, already been talking about that. Again, you know, shared motivation, collective motivation. Just going to go through this real quick. I feel like, I don't know, how long has this video been so far, guys? I feel like we've been going for like an hour so far. Free will. Free will is a really important one. So again, like using our free will to be able to like make actions that are going to be not only in our interest, but in other people's interest. And I think like that's the key thing is like free will is like something that we need to own. We need to own that because like our free will is either going to keep us on the couch at home or it's going to be the part of us that's going to get our butt out the door, right? So like if you're sitting at home and you're on the couch, like you're fully responsible for that. And so at the same time, you are fully responsible for what you do next. So it's like really owning our free will to go out there and to use our free will to like help make a difference in other people's lives as well, right? Which again, you know, this is just kind of like a general thing, but it's like related to this. Like the more you give, the more you get. So if you're like asking like, you know, like, oh, what can I receive? Sometimes ask not just what you can receive, but ask what you can give. And then when you give, you will receive. And again, you may not know what you're going to get, but that's kind of the excitement of it. And what you'll get out of it at the very least will be experience and growth. Potency, reformation, renewal, impulsiveness, intensity, divine spark, identity, pioneering spirit. So again, pioneering spirit, that's what I was talking about, right? Like we got to be those people. Like when like the paradigm shift project that I'm creating, like again, like it's a vibration that I hold that I am very passionate about, and it is one that is rooted in knowing that each and every one of us has that leader potential within us and has that pioneering spirit within us. So, you know, like this is where I talk about like creating a paradigm shift community where you are. And like this may be something that you literally want to do in relation to this card, you know, like for people who feel they want to connect with other like-minded people where they are. You can either sit back and wish for it and wait for it to happen, which may not happen, or you can go out there and make it happen by creating a place where you can have physical meetings. And again, the paradigm shift meetings, for those of you who aren't familiar, there's a bunch of them worldwide. Like I started one as my club in college 10 years ago. It grew from there, and it's just regular open-minded discussion and meditation circles. You create a portal, again, a place, a meeting place for people to gather around, for synchronicity to occur, and then you share discussion, you have like conversations, and you help each other grow. So like you can either be like, wow, I wish I knew more people in my area, or you can go out and find them. And you literally can by being a pioneering spirit. And again, this is like, you know, through the project, and I'll talk about this afterwards, like the Patreon kits and stuff like that, like getting your free hug signs and your shift buttons with the button with the website and stuff on them. Like these are tools that go very much in sync with the Ace of Flames. So like when you go out there, you use these tools to evoke synchronicity, to find other people, to build community, to create the reality that you want to see. And especially when it's coming from a benevolent place. Like why are you building community? Because you want to be able to build community, right? You're doing it for community. You're doing it for yourself because it feels genuine to what it is that you're seeking. You're seeking other people. You're seeking that connection. But again, like I guarantee you, wherever you are, if you're in a situation where you're just like, I wish I knew more spiritual, like-minded people where I was, I guarantee you they are there. I guarantee, because they're everywhere. Like literally they're everywhere. You just have to be the pioneering spirit to help bring them together. And listen to what that feels like. Listen to what that idea feels like. If that idea excites you, then go with it. and know that it's possible. Again, I've done it, a bunch of people have done it, and again, like going out there, doing free hugs, finding a place to have a meeting, setting things into motion. You can't steer a parked car. Have your meetings, invite people out, do free hugs, invite them out, have your meetings, do free hugs, invite people out. It's a pattern. It's simple. It's effective. It works. It is what the universe wants us to be able to do, to find each other and to help each other grow. And so, yeah, you are that pioneering spirit that is inside of you. Be that pillar of light. Be that cosmic badass that you are. But at the same time, be patient and do it at a time when it feels best for you, while at the same time still challenging yourself if you're finding that you're in stagnation. Because sometimes, like, when we're in stagnation, the best thing we need to do is just get moving. You know, like, it's just like, just get out and dance, just move, right? And you might not exactly like know why, you might feel some resistance to doing it, but the more you get moving, the easier it gets, the more natural it gets. It's just like working out, right? That first workout that we haven't done in a while, like, oh, it's just like, oh, like, you know, I don't want to do this. The ego's like, it's easier to just sit on a couch, right? But it's like, once you get doing it, you feel the rewards, you feel the like why you're doing it, you feel the excitement. And then you want to do it more. So like when you get out there and you do free hugs, when you get out there and you start creating a paradigm shift community, when you start creating your art, when you start sharing your story, when you start expressing yourself, when you start leveling up, you naturally move towards more of that because you create the path for it. You know, you're treading that, you're pioneering it in that sense. Moving into the conclusion, traditional meaning. And thank you guys for watching. Again, just keep dropping those comments. I know you guys are here. Traditional meaning, fire. Passion, right? So I mean, like, even in this video, right? Like, you guys tell me, like, I mean, I'm talking, I'm being authentic right now. This is just me. Like, this isn't an act. Like, this is a presentation. It's a performance. I don't know. Is that the right word? It is. But like, it's me kind of like putting on a presentation to be able to hype you guys up. Like, that's my job, right? My job is to lead, and to lead by example, and to get you guys inspired and to get you guys pumped up by reminding you of what you're capable of. And so, like, again, you know, like, that comes with passion. I wouldn't be able to do that if I was lying to you. I wouldn't be able to, like, sell you guys some sort of fictitious agenda or something like that. The only reason I'm passionately able to tell you this is because this is true. This is true to me. I've experienced this, and I want you to experience this. I want you to have that experience, not just for you, but for other people. And again, you know, like, you don't have to go out there and build a community. Sometimes it's just about, like, being present in your own household, you know, like, that's important too. So like, don't feel that you're doing something less if you're not in a position where you're actively building community. Do what makes your heart sing, while still challenge yourself if you feel that you're in a place where maybe you're a little stagnant and things like that. So like, bring that fire in. So like, I'm giving you the fire, right? Like, my job is to like help ignite that fire that's already inside of you. And then from there, you develop the practice so you keep igniting that fire within yourself. And that's like a big part of it, right? Like the element of like the fire, like, you know, like our root chakra, and that ignites the heart. And then the heart, like, it expands everything. So there's like a fire in our stomach, and that fire beats the drum of our heart. And this is what, I think this is what I talked about in the last time. I don't know if we did this card. I'm pretty sure we did. But again, the reading was completely different because it was a different time back then. But yeah, it was about like the fire in the root beating the heart of the drum. So that fire that we ignite inside of us beats the heart of the drum. And that heart of the drum is like also what sends out the signals. It's a combination of all the elements, right? And then again, you know, like the water would be like the emotional connection to things, and then the air would be kind of like the, again, like almost like the spontaneity, or kind of like listening to the intuition. So traditional meaning: fire, passion, drive, conception, energy, goal-oriented action, upwards directed strength, cleansing, vitality, sincerity, and willpower. So again, just hitting upon a couple of those: goal-oriented action. I think that's really important. I think it's really important for you to like have goal-oriented motivation within your life. What's your goals? What are your goals? Like, right, like, think about that for yourself. And the clearer you can get on that, the more the universe will be able to deliver it, even if your goals are just to be able to be open to what's to come. You know, you may not need to know exactly what's coming your way, but you should still have some goals. And those goals can be simple things like, I want to practice being more creative. I want to connect with more community. I want to express myself. I want to like have fun. I want to experience excitement. And so again, you know, like the cleansing, the upward directed strength, this is strength, right? It's like the air, it's like momentum, it's like boom, right? Like this is like an explosion of love, right? And so again, the cleansing, think about that. You know, like after a good dance, what do you feel? You feel like you feel cleansed, right? And like that's like the fire where it's like, oh, it's like after a sweat lodge, what do you feel? You feel cleansed. So if you're like scared of doing something, pay attention to that. Like if there's something that you want to do but you're a little nervous about doing it, pay attention to that. Like if it's something that you're excited about doing but you're nervous to do it, pay attention to that, because that means there's something there for you to grow through. You know, and again, and I've experienced this with free hugs. There are some days where like I'll want to do free hugs, but then I'm just kind of like feeling like I'm like, you know, like I don't know, like, and it's like jumping out of a plane. But once you jump out of that plane, you're just like, yes, like no regrets, this is awesome. And then you get into it, and then again, you know, like that process, it kind of cleanses you of your fears. It cleanses you of your doubt. It cleanses you of old narratives. So cleanse away those old narratives by taking action as the Ace of Flames. Vitality, sincerity, and willpower. And again, you know, I think that's an important thing, is just kind of like reminding ourselves of like vitality. What does that mean? Vitality really goes back to working on ourselves. No one else can create vitality for us except us. And that comes through like balance within our lifestyles, cultivating energy, cultivating sexual energy. That's a big thing if you want to look into that more. And again, just kind of like expressing ourselves, fostering our talents, fostering our natural expressions. And again, like that may just be through like practicing doodling, practicing writing, practicing your craft. Again, you can't steer a parked car. Get things moving, and that is what is going to help create vitality. That is what is going to help create momentum. Again, sincerity and willpower. So sincerity, I think that's like really important, because it's like you want to help change the world for a sincere reason, right? Like we know what it's like when we see people who are out there who are like super popular, but there's just like a part of us that's just like, I don't like, their motives just don't fully seem sincere, right? Like there's just something off, and you can sense it most of the time. And so like ideally, I think it's important to reflect on ourselves and just be like, what are our intentions? And make sure that they're insincere, right? And I think like as you're doing this, the sincerity comes through reminding yourself of your service to others, while still like just honoring like how this is helping you, because like as you're helping yourself, you are going to be helping others. You're helping level yourself up. Like the actions that you make within this chapter are just getting you ready for the next chapters where you're going to be even more badass. So it's okay to put your focus on yourself, like absolutely. But again, you know, just kind of like have the general intention that like you're leveling yourself up so that you can show up to help inspire other people as you continue to move forward. So being your authentic self is like really what it's all about, you know, and just being able to check in with yourself and make sure that your authentic self is a sincere self. So that means that, you know, if there's like any motions of like ulterior motives or just like in it for like popularity and things like that, observe it, feel where it's coming from and things like that. Because sometimes like our need for popularity often comes from a lack of love for the self. Like a lot of people will seek external validation because they have trouble validating themselves. And so like they need to be validated by other people because they haven't taught themselves how to validate themselves. And so like when we are sincere with who we are, when we can really love who we are, then we don't need that validation from other people. But then when we receive it, it becomes even more powerful because it's confirming. At that point, it's just like, wow, my actions are like are being like felt by others. Like they are finding value in it. My services are something that other people appreciate. And again, those services can just be like helping a friend, expressing your art, doing free hugs, sharing your creative talents. You know, like that's a really, really powerful thing. Like how awesome is it when you see like a friend of yours who might be really shy get up on stage and like sing a song, right? Or something like that. Like how awesome is that, right? Because you're just like you're so proud of them. And then you're just like, oh yes, like that's what you want to see, right? So imagine how you feel when that friend steps up on stage who's really shy and sings a song and pours their heart out, and how they feel. And imagine how that makes you feel. And then imagine doing that for yourself, right? Like what is the song that you want to sing? You know, literally, metaphorically, think about that. So really take the time, think about that. You know, like what do you want to be able to do with your life? What do you want to be able to do? And how can you balance that? And how can you foster that? And how can you use your willpower to bring it into action? So again, you know, last word on this, willpower. That's really important because again, a lot of this, it will not just happen on its own, it will happen through willpower. And willpower is like intentional action, moving things forward with like our internal thrust, our internal drive. So like you are a freaking rocket ship and you just got to hit the ignition, and that ignition is your willpower, and then you thrust, and then you move towards the direction of your choice. So yeah, you're a super powerful badass light guardian, pillar of light, Jedi, shifter, and I really honor you, you know, just like for any of you watching this. Thank you. I can see we got, you know, a bunch of people tuned in right now. This is awesome, and especially on the full moon, let this really be a point in our lives to really focus on leveling up, you know, like we've gone through a lot of growth in the past and everything like that, and now let's just be like, sweet, this has created an awesome launch pad for me to go even further, for me to go even higher, and for me to practice expressing ourselves, you know. So like that is really important. It's all just practice, guys. All just practice. And so again, bringing in not only the pillar shooting up, but also the pillar is anchoring in. It's not just like, it's kind of like coming from both ends. And as we do that, again, this is like us literally anchoring in like higher conscious energy into this earth plane. Like consciousness wants to dance. Consciousness wants to express itself. And we can anchor that in through showing up, through being the bridge between worlds. So there you go, guys. Ace of Flames. Pew, 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 pew. Fire. How does this resonate with you? Leave your comments down below. If this card is like totally speaking to you right now, then just like share this video with your friends. Let's do this, right? Like we create these videos so that people can get hyped up, because people need that. People need leaders like me and you. People need leaders to remind us of how powerful we are. The school systems didn't teach us this. Governments didn't teach us this. Only a few TVs and movies will teach us this, you know? It really comes from community to be able to be like, hey, like, pay attention to what stories you're creating and choose what stories you want to create. You know, this is our opportunity to really own the stories that we are here to create. And again, like, my intention, and I'm just putting this out there, my intention is that through watching this video inspires a bunch of people out there to think about starting to do free hugs, thinking about creating conscious art, thinking about, you know, making music, thinking about building paradigm shift communities. That's a ripple effect. That is a ripple effect. So like, I'm literally embodying the Ace of Flames as I'm creating this video about the Ace of Flames. How freaking meta is that? So sending good vibes to you guys as you guys continue to send good vibes to everyone else. So awesome. Thank you guys so much. Let's do a quick meditation. We'll wrap this up. And I just want to remind you guys that if you guys enjoy what it is that we're creating through ParadigmShiftCentral.com, that there's a few ways to support. If you haven't yet, check out QuestItemShop.com. We got some new items on there, including the monthly Shifter Booster Kit subscription option starting at $25 a month that will give you the tools to combine with your flame to be able to go out there and use it to connect with community and like create synchronicity where you are. And again, the Shifter Booster Kits come with laminated free hug signs and also the shift buttons, which all have the consciousness shifting imagery that are guaranteed to evoke synchronicity, and they have the Paradigm Shift Central website on the side. They're all tools. You give these to people, you wear them, you give them to people, and it connects them to the community and it ripples the inspiration. Those are available through QuestItemShop.com as well as through the team Patreon, and you can sign up for that for a monthly micro donation of $3 to $5 or whatever you want, and then that will get you the Shifter Booster Kit, which also has the Light Guardian Crystal in it as well when you sign up to the Patreon. And again, these are like the pillar of light right here in like a small item. So this is like symbolically, like when I created these, we created these like as a physical item to represent what the Ace of Flames is, which is like the pillar of light. So this is like the inner flame that is inside us, physically in an item. And again, like these are used for meditation, they are used as tools, they are used for dancing, they are used for ceremony, they are used to get people's attention, for people to be like, where did you get that ancient futuristic technology from? And to spark conversation. So again, patreon.com/Brendan Culleton. We're at 108 people currently active donating, and you can add your support on there and continue to support the project, because again, we put everything out for free because the sincerity is in the message. You know, this is about being able to inspire people. So our collective community support helps inspire them. And you can also donate single donations at tinyurl.com/tipwolf, and you can also contact me for one-on-one tarot reading and intuitive reflection sessions. I've been doing those a bunch lately, and again, the purpose of those is if you're seeking guidance, clarity, or inspiration, we can talk, we can do a tarot reading specifically for what it is that you're seeking guidance on. I'll talk to you, we get to connect as friends, and then from there we continue to help inspire one another and continue to help you activate the badass that's inside of you. Those are available as a pay what you wish contribution between $5 and $30 US. less. So again, if you want to pay $5, that's cool. If you want to pay $30, that's cool. I'll give you the same session either way. And again, the community helps make that possible. Send me a message if that is something that you are interested in. And again, all the sessions I've done have been great. Like I literally just did one before I made this video and it was awesome. That's probably like why I'm so like pumped up right now. So again, but just reminding yourself, like the Ace of Flames thing, like again, because I was hitting on this earlier and I didn't fully clarify it. It's important to like know that like that energy isn't something that we need to try and maintain 100% of the time. The only way it's going to work is when we act in it like a breath. So that means like igniting, calming, right? Because if we're constantly ignited, we're going to burn out the candle. We're going to exhaust the flame. So if you're like stepping into that energy, give yourself permission to take breaks. Give yourself permission to rest. That's an important part of the work. You are the breath, you know, so remember that. And yeah, so that's pretty much all. So let's just do a very quick meditation. I invite you guys to just connect with your breath in this moment. Close your eyes. Let's just slow down. So let's just connect with the breath. Let's go nice and quiet. Gentle inhales through the nose. Gentle exhales through the nose or the mouth. Again, gentle inhales through the nose. And gentle exhales. So in this moment, I just want to invite you to just visualize all of the exciting things that your soul wants to experience. Imagine yourself creating the art that you feel ready to create, even if you're not fully ready. Imagine yourself connecting with people, connecting with community, connecting with loved ones. Imagine yourself dancing in the rain, dancing in the streets. Imagine all those weird people looking at you, yet at the same time they're equally curious and inspired. Imagine being a leader right now. Imagine what it was like for you to be like talking amongst a circle of people and helping lead them. Just imagine that. It may feel a little scary, but you're capable of doing that. You're capable of facilitating. You're capable of holding space. It's within inside all of us. So just breathe into this moment, nice and calm, as we just honor the flame that's inside of us. And just continue to hold this vibration together. I'm holding it with you. I'm holding each of us accountable to the path that we are on, because we are incredibly capable. And if we can make a difference, then we need to make a difference. It is our responsibility to make a difference. We came here to show our light, not just for us, for everyone else, and for the generations to come, for the story still ahead. So just take a few more breaths here. I'm just going to bring in some flowetry, some channeled insight for you in this moment. And so like the flame that we are, let us dance in the streets for all the people we meet, so that they can see the light that is inside, so that they can see that they do not have to hide who they truly are, the authenticity of their soul, the part of themselves that knows that it is truly whole, that judgment is an illusion as we allow each other to be who it is that we truly came to see, the reflection of each other within the infinite now, as we allow ourselves to be reminded of all of this infinite wow, of the grace within each moment, of the beauty within each breath. We allow ourselves to continue to show up every day with our best, because you are doing your best, and I honor you for all that you have done. And each day we continue to step further towards reminding our connection that this is the one, that this is the one moment, that this is the one choice to decide where it is that we would like to share our voice, be it through the unique expression of sound, be it through the unique strokes of our brush, because we are the dreamers who are building this world with such fascinating love. And so lead by examples, be the ace of flames that you wish to see, allow others to awaken to the truth within this dream. Just take another breath here. Just feel that inspiration. You are inspired. And gently bring your awareness back to your physical body, maintaining this vibration. And when you're ready, gently open your eyes, return your awareness to the space around you as you embody the wisdom that we have shared in this moment as community. So, awesome. Once again, thank you guys so much for all the light guardians, for all the shifters out there. You guys inspire me. Again, your support is so greatly appreciated. It is an honor and a privilege and a duty for me to be able to build this community together as a team, as an awesome family. And again, you know, like synchronicity brings us together, right? Like if we have found each other, then that means, theoretically, if this resonates with you, that on a soul level, we agreed to show up and do this together, right? So like, you know, there are time and places to sit back and watch, but I am the type of person that calls you into action and holds you accountable for it. Whatever that action may be, and that action may be the inner work. So whatever it is that you're feeling, and do the inner work so that you can express that and do the outer work, because you have a lot to offer, you have a lot to give, you have a lot to shine. And that's very important, not just for you, but for other people. You know, again, this is the ripple effect. You have the capacity to change thousands of lives by merely changing the lives of those around you. So that is what we are doing together. Infinite ripples, fractals. So it's awesome. Thank you guys so much. Again, check out more at ParadigmShiftCentral.com, bringing in the power of the sigil there. Mwah. That's like the Paradigm Shift sigil, which is very much like the Ace of Flames right there. If you can see that. Like for those of you who aren't familiar with the sigil, like think in the middle, that's like the Ace of Flames. Like that's like us right in the middle, right? So we are the portals to the stargates. Cool, guys. All right. Again, tune in for future broadcasts. If you didn't yet, go back and check out the meditation that we did on Sunday. If you're looking and you have the opportunity to do that, really empowering stuff. If you're just looking to be able to like connect more with like the elements and everything like that, super awesome. Again, happy full moon at the time of this video. Let's use this energy. Let's kick some butt this week. We got some more awesome things coming your way. Again, the Spirituality of Ancient Cultures broadcasting this Thursday at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, inviting you to be a part of that discussion. And that is at live.paradigmshiftcentral.com and also youtube.com/Skull Babylon. And you can check out all the MP3s as well at tinyurl.com/ParadigmShiftMP3s. So much love. Share this video with your friends, guys. Like, this information is super powerful, and if it resonates with you, if you find inspiration in it, one of the ways that you can help with the bigger picture is simply by inviting more people to tune in. You know, let people introduce them to me. You know, like send them a message, tell them to send a message to me. I'm more than happy to meet them. Again, my focus is on building meaningful connections as community members. And that is really important. And that is where the growth comes from. So like numbers are one thing, but meaningful connections, that's what it's all about. So let's do this as a team. Let's hold each other accountable. And just a quick thing, because for those of you who are watching this within the right time frame, I'm going to be doing some live broadcasts in the evening. Monday evening. I'm going to try it out. And again, this will change in the future. We'll see how it goes. But I'm going to be doing these live broadcasts where like I invite people to come on air with me and to just like talk to me if they are seeking any guidance or clarity or inspiration. And I'll do like a one-on-one mini session live on air where I can kind of like use my intuitive empathic abilities to be able to connect with you and give you some insight and just like help hold that space for you. And so if that's something that you're interested in doing, stay tuned for those live broadcasts. They'll be through I think they'll be through by Facebook. I don't know if they'll be through YouTube yet. I'm still figuring it out. But if that's something you're interested in, send me a message. But again, if you're looking for like the deeper sessions, then contact me for the one-on-one sessions and then we can go a little deeper. But the ones like on air, those would be free. And again, those are free because of the community support that allows me to be able to invest our time in doing awesome things like this. So stay tuned for that if that's something you're interested in. If you're on YouTube, be sure to like this video, leave some comments down below, check out past broadcasts, check out past readings that we have done. And yeah, that's all for now. Thank you so much. Keep it shifty, and I will see you guys in the future. Much love, peace, and wholeness. All right, see you guys soon. Much love. Go kick some butt. You're a badass. I love you.